Double standards. I made a video yesterday talking about WuWa HP inflation in Wuthering Waves, right? And I do believe that this is one of my first videos in my history of playing this game speaking about its HP inflation, right? And people are in my comments saying shit. Why don't you do this for HSR? Oh, Gabby is such an agenda pusher. He never criticizes HSR, but he'll come over to WuWa and he'll start shit talking the HP inflation. Oh, Gabby said that content creators only talk about HP inflation to farm it and don't actually play the game. Let's get a few things out of the way. I did make a video 2 months ago talking about how content creators would over-exaggerate how difficult endgame is in HSR simply because it's easy to ride that bandwagon. And the ones I was specifically talking about, I literally mentioned their names, right, are people who are known for just going to Hoyo games to shit on them for the smallest things, but glaze the fuck out of their main game, right? I shit on HSR. Okay, my entire YouTube channel has been built off of leaks and criticizing HSR. I probably got 5+ videos talking about how shit this game's HP inflation and how shit its power creep is. I've openly talked about WuWa having the easiest endgame of all the gachas I've played in my life, right? I've been very open about this. It is the easiest to just instantly clear, right? The statements I make in my video where I talk about the Whimpering Waste HP inflation is, I think, I don't think that Gion is going to be a comfortable clear in endgame 2 to 3 years down the line because of the recent trend of signature jumps and as well as HP inflation and mega shield buffs. I never said this is going to happen. I never said this game is doomed because of one cycle of HP inflation. I'm saying if they continue this level of HP inflation, it'll be very bad for the game. However, I'll have to see where it goes, right? HSR has never gotten 114% HP inflation in its entire life cycle. That was the point of me bringing up HSR, because HSR is widely known for its shit HP inflation and power creep. So many people are going to be able to use this as a benchmark to understand how bad the recent WuWa reset jump is, right? A over double HP inflation spike, res increases, and enemies that can literally brick a rotation so you don't achieve the points you want, so you have to reset. You don't have to deal with that in HSR because it's a turn-based game, right? So I was never trying to defend HSR. I brought it up because I openly know and admit how trash its HP inflation and power creep is, right? And once again, I brought up people farming HP inflation and difficulty of endgame in HSR for views. I brought up their specific names, agenda pushers, people who barely even touch or play the game, giving full-on bold statements that you need this and this, if not you cannot clear, right? I was open about the fact that if I had a third slot with Fermizani and Peeb, or if I just knew how to play them better, I'd 100% be able to clear the current Whimpering Waste. My Camellia team got 2.6k with Sanhua and SK, right? That's a version 1 DPS, albeit like right before version 2, right? But My Camellia team, I openly admitted, got 2.6k. You need 4.5k or less, meaning my second team needs less than 2k points. That is very doable if I was just a better player or I had better units. I never said it was impossible. I saw some people in my comments saying it's literally impossible. I know it isn't impossible, right? I have seen videos of people clearing with version 1 teams. I'm not going to act like it's impossible. I'm saying this shit is unrealistic. Right? It's like me bringing up content creators who do 0 cycles in HSR at low cost as an argument every time someone brings up power creep and HP inflation. The average player isn't going to get anywhere near this level of performance with that investment, right? I do not have double standards. You know what? I'm going to go out and say it. I do have double standards for WuWa and HSR. I glaze this game more than I glaze HSR. I do. Even when I took a break from WuWa for over a year, I was only making content on HSR, only streaming HSR. Every time somebody in my stream came and asked me, what's your favorite gacha game? Or what do you think is the best gacha game on the market? I say WuWa. Every fucking time. Even when I was gone away from WuWa, I'd glaze this game. I'd recommend it to new players because of its free-to-play friendliness, its open world, its graphics, its animations, how much it improves the QOL. This is the mainstream gacha on the market right now, right? I have been openly glazing it even before I made a return to the game. I talk about how you don't even need to worry about power creep in this game anywhere near as much as in HSR. I even have a recent video glazing in horizontal versus vertical investments that this game, because of its much slower power creep compared to the likes of the Hoyo games, what you can do is go S2 on an old DPS and it can be competitive with a new DPS and their full best in slot team a year later, and that is cheaper because you're only putting 2 cost or 2 limited into a character you already own instead of having to pull an entirely new best in slot team for this new DPS to make them compete with your old one, right? On top of this, this game has the sequence shop. I glazed this as well. It is an absolutely amazing QOL for savers because you're just able to get, for 45 limited pulls worth of coral, a guaranteed sequence for a character you already own. And with the recent trends of like Augusta, Zanny, other characters, you know, this is actually worth it. Right? This technically drops it down, if you have enough corals, to only 1 limited's worth of, not even actually, just 1 5-star worth, right? 1 5-star pull, 90 limited pulls, and you can get 2 sequences and instantly get your Cartethia, your Augusta, or your Zanny to S2 just like that, right? I wish we had this in HSR. I feel like whenever I criticize this game, people just come out of the woodwork who don't watch my channel trying to spread this agenda that I'm like some Hoyo shill who really wants to like uplift Hoyo and bring down WuWa to like put them on the same level, even though I've been very open about the fact that I think WuWa is noticeably better than HSR. I just like HSR personally more because of its convenience, its auto battle, its being able to craft relics with certain substats, its character design, its animations, right? There's a lot of things about HSR that me personally makes me want to play it more actively than WuWa. However, I've always openly admitted it. If you have the time to spare, if you only play one gacha, I truly recommend playing WuWa out of all the games, yet people think I am glazing Hoyo. Guys, I cover leaks. I can't even get sponsored. I don't gain anything at all from glazing a game, right? Same goes for WuWa. Same goes for literally fucking anything. I cannot be sponsored, right? Some of these CCs that I criticized in my other video for farming views off of HSR's power creep and HP inflation, these people are sponsored, right? Even outside of the fact that they are very bad sources to look at for, talking about how bad endgame can be, because they're openly not honest, right? And they'll very clearly try to exaggerate something to make it way worse than it is. They have, incentive to shit on other games because they want to build up tribalism. And this gets them free engagement for their main game because they're known for glazing it. And that's what their viewers want to hear with confirmation bias, right? I didn't even say this Whimpering Waste reset is like astronomically difficult. I mean, it for sure is in comparison to the last reset, but I don't think it's impossible to clear. I think anyone who is probably slightly above average at this game and has the units for it would be able to clear even if they don't have the newest units. As I mentioned earlier, 2.6k with Camellia. I only need 1900 points, right? And I could get that if I just build up my Spectral Rover with my Zanny Peeb and I'm one and done. However, my issue and what I mostly talked about in my WuWa HP inflation video was how this is a bad sign, right? Not that, oh my god, I can't clear, this WuWa's garbage, no one can clear it, oh my fucking god, you need the newest shield unit to be able to clear it. No, I said it's a bad omen for things that could come into the future, because as of recent, they have been very aggressive with increasing their endgame difficulty. TOA has been getting very slight bits of HP inflation consistently every single new reset, right? Alongside this, if you guys know, we are getting 2 new hazard floors in the next patch. So for a lot of people, that's going to mean they need one more solid team to be able to fully clear TOA now. And then alongside this, literally a patch before this is implemented, we get this absolutely insane HP spike of HP inflation in Whimpering Wastes. And now Whimpering Waste is harder than TOA, right? At least for a lot of people, I'd assume. So they've massively increased both of their endgame difficulties within 2 patches of each other. And who's to say that this is going to stop or stagnate? Because this almost never happens in games like these. It always continues to get worse. And this is why it's such a big topic so many people cover, right? Once again, HSR, the game I and many people openly clown on for how shit its HP inflation is, has never had a spike of HP inflation on this level, right? Never. And if it did, I would cover it, like I have so many times already, right? I used to get an insane amount of hate when I was first coming up as an HSR content creator, because for those of you who don't know, I started off with WuWa content. Up until I had like over 1,000 subscribers, I was a WuWa content creator. I switched to HSR because it was more convenient, and I had a bunch of IRL shit going on, right? So when I went in there and I talked about their HP inflation, their power creep issues, I faced the same bullshit I'm dealing with right now by some people in this WuWa community, this minority of elitists who just hate it whenever I openly speak about something that's clearly a problem. Why are you guys so eager to shut down anyone who has a problem with anything about your favorite game? This company isn't going to reward you. You are a literal slave to them, doing dailies, minutes of your life every single day, as if you owe them your time. And you are then further defending them and getting mad at others for being pissed that the requirements for endgame all of a sudden got spiked way beyond anything seen before, right? WuWa is fine, okay? No one needs to quit the game. No one needs to do this and that. No one needs to hate the game. All I'm doing is pointing out a problem with literal facts and saying I understand how people could be frustrated or angry with this reset, as its HP inflation spike is absolutely insane, and I don't think anyone could have seen this shit coming, right? So average Joes or below are 100% going to be feeling it, and it's just not going to be feeling good in the slightest, right? I even say once again, I know I've seen version 1 teams clear. I have. And I know I could if I had a third slot for my Zanny team, or if I actually knew how to play Zhang Liao, or if I had Gian, right? It doesn't change the fact that within 2 patches, Whimpering Wastes got twice as difficult, which is insane, right? So do I have double standards for WuWa compared to HSR? No! I have at least 10 times the amount of videos shitting on HSR's power creep, HP inflation, and all its bullshit problems than I do on WuWa. Some of you guys just have fucking selective comprehension because you want me to hate this game. You want me to be wrong. You want me to be some blindly agenda-based content creator who wants to see this game fail because you cannot stand me criticizing the game you like. That is the reality of 90% of the people I see in my comment sections. They make shit up to be mad at, and then when I prove them wrong, they get mad at me for not having done what they got mad at me for, right? I can't with this shit, man. And this is not like some hate or brigade to the WuWa community, because once again, as I mentioned earlier, this happened to me as well when I was first up and coming as an HSR content creator. This isn't anything new. However, it's just so frustrating, and I don't understand why can't people wake up and realize this billion-dollar gacha company doesn't give a shit? Please just realize they make so much fucking money, and WuWa is now so popular with such a dedicated fan base, they can pull whatever the fuck they want off, and most of its dedicated player base will still stay because they don't care. And chances are that the dedicated player base are above average Joes, right? So even if they feel the power creep and HP inflation, so long as they keep continuing to enjoy the game, it doesn't matter to them, right? And that is completely fine, because this is what I do for HSR. I am perfectly describing myself. I am dedicated towards HSR because it's genuinely a game I am in love with. I genuinely enjoy it. It's convenient. It brings out good story, good characters, right? I recognize and call out its power creep and HP inflation. I shit on elitists who try to act as if, average Joes are supposed to achieve what they achieve, right? I've been doing this in HSR for so fucking long now, and it's not going to be any different in WuWa, right? I love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.